What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Lolley-Carter Steelers podcast here on DKPittsburghSports.com. I'm your host, Chris Carter, here with Dale Lolley. We are cranking it out, getting you ready for another Steelers Sunday big showdown with the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field, 4:25 kickoff. It's a big game for the Steelers. We're going to be breaking that down here, as well as picking all of your week 4 games here. Remember, if you're enjoying this podcast, you can get this along with any other podcast on Apple, Spotify, or Google Podcasts, or anywhere podcasts are hosted. Check us out. Rate us 5 stars on Apple with a positive comment. You don't just help out this show, but all the shows on DKPittsburghSports.com. We really appreciate you all for riding with us. Dale, how you doing, my man?
I'm good. How you doing, Carter?
I'm doing just dandy. I actually like how sunny it was for most of this week. It's been nice and sunny and not too cold, but not too hot. I've liked this before we eventually dip down into the chills of autumn. But one thing that I think that there's definitely been chills for is the Steelers offense opening up games. You know, everyone's been looking at those stats and how they haven't scored a first quarter touchdown on offense since like week 10 of last year. And that being, you know, a point of emphasis for like, wow, what's going on there? Ben Roethlisberger's like, yeah, I've been a slow starter. Najee Harris talked about it Friday. Matt Canada talked about it Thursday. How much of this is more so just a reflection of the offense as a whole, or how much of this is you know, something with a game plan that could be changed if they want to?
I think a lot of it is, you know, them trying to warm up to the game. She can't do that.
No.
You know, it's a 12-game track record. It's not just this offensive coordinator. It's not just this offensive line. It's not, you know, there's too many moving parts there,
right,
for it all to be, you know, this similar, or for it all to be the same thing. So, you know, take a chance down the field, try to make something out. I'm not saying deep down the field, but, you know, attack a little bit more. You know, the Packers this week are going to be without Kevin King. He's not great,
but he's still their number 2.
He's still their number 2, and they're trying to replace him. That's why they went out and drafted Campbell, and the rookie, in the first round. Well, now he's got to start. You know, you should have some matchups there. The Packers against tight ends have given up 21 catches in the first 3 games. So, you know, there's some ways to attack there. You know, the Steelers started incorporating Najee Harris a little bit more, you know, running the offense through Najee Harris. Advocated for that last week. So, you know, they're making some changes here, and they're making some progress, I think. But the next step is to, you know, I don't even, you know, not even so much just going down and scoring on the opening drive, but possess the football.
Right.
Change the field position.
Yeah.
You know, they punted last week after their first drive, and the Bengals got the ball at the 42. That's not good. That's putting your defense in an extreme disadvantage there right out of the gate. So they have to find ways to possess the football, even if it's going down kicking a field goal.
Yeah.
That would be a big win. Yeah, put something on the board. Show the other team that you can do it. You can't warm up to it. Whether that's using the no huddle, whether, you know, they don't have the depth in the no huddle that they used to. They have about 10 plays now with different route combinations that they run off of that, because there's just so many young guys out there. You know, so, you know, you have to dumb it. I'm not saying dumb it down a little bit, but you have to take some things off the menu. I think the menu might have been too big before.
You can't be as expansive when you don't have guys who just know how to work with each other.
And we're seeing, you know, we've seen throughout the course of this season already where Roethlisberger and some of the receivers, it's just a play here or there, but they haven't been on the same page. The receiver runs a post and he throws, you know, a corner route. The receiver, you know, he's throwing a back shoulder throw and the receiver keeps running. The receiver sets up for, you know, a back shoulder throw and he throws it down the sideline. And it's just little things like that have been missing here. And I think it all stems back to the offensive line, Chris. You know, there's just not a trust there. And until they build that trust, you know, this is going to happen. So do something again. Get the ball to Najee Harris. If you go 3 and out against the Packers, but you got the ball to Harris all 3 times, whether it be through a run or a pass, I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. You know, if they're running the ball, people will be surprised to know this, but the Steelers are running the ball on first down more than any team in the league,
which is crazy.
Now, as I wrote about last week, Harris on first down has actually been pretty decent. You know,
numbers wise, yeah.
He was averaging 4.9 yards a carry on first down, before last week's game. I didn't run the numbers again this week, but he's been a guy that has produced that. Now, some of there's been a couple splash plays there, but those count too, so, find some footing. I don't care how you do it, but you have to do it. You have to find ways to possess the football, especially in this game against Aaron Rodgers. You cannot put your defense on the field for 35 minutes against Aaron Rodgers and hope to have success.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster with how well he plays the game. Even if you come out, the Steelers defense could come out and lock it down for an entire first half. But if they keep having to go back out there and they're not getting any support, eventually Aaron Rodgers will figure it out and find ways to beat you, even if you're on your best day on defense. So that's certainly part of this. Now, Matt Canada has talked about this. And Mike Tomlin, talked about how the issues are popcorn. It's one thing here, it's one thing there. Matt Canada has sort of emphasized that there's no wholesale changes coming to the offense because they see these as like individual hiccups here and there. How much do you buy into that there don't need to be wholesale changes? Or is it really just, hey, they just need to keep working at these things and this is going to be something that just takes time to click?
Look, Chris, we knew all along this was going to take some time offensively. The problem that they had is that the injuries that they had on defense kind of forced, you had to look at it and say, well, the offense needs to score a little bit more, and it wasn't ready to do that just yet. I think I'm seeing some things here that at least tell me that they're maybe, I know they had 10 points last week. It's hard to look at that and say, wow, they're figuring some things out. But I see some things that are, better. Roethlisberger wasn't. Yeah, he got sacked last week 4 times, but at least 2 of those were coverage sacks, not necessarily on the offensive line. So, and he didn't get a hit a lot of times. It wasn't like the week before against the Raiders where he got hit 10 times as well. So, if it takes changing out a player, I wouldn't be surprised this week and I wrote about this from Friday Insider, if you see at some point in this game, they just make a change of one of those offensive linemen. Just, if somebody has a penalty, a dumb penalty, a false start or something like that, you see somebody get their butt yanked out of the game. Because the one thing that coaches, they'll live with mistakes. What they won't live with are the same mistakes over and over again. And in some cases, that's what we're seeing here.
That's the problem, is that if you develop a theme, that's when they can be like, all right, you got to go, or this got to, or you sit and practice and like you work on just this. And like, there's certain, like, not punishments, but things that they focus on a lot heavier. I agree. That's a major emphasis there. And I get that the Steelers aren't going to come out and just say, well, yeah, we think this sucks about this guy. Like, they're not going to just say that out loud unless they already have a plan for how to counter that. But I do look at this offense and I see, every play it's either Kendrick Green misses a block or Kevin Dotson misses a block or Pat Freiermuth was supposed to get this guy and he missed, or not.
Well, they're supposed to double somebody and somebody's supposed to peel off and get the next guy in the second level. And both guys peel off and let the guy, go to the second level. And all of a sudden you got a defensive lineman there and go, hey, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Like, so but this is part of the chemistry that you and I talked about all summer long, and we were both concerned. We were like, this offensive line not getting to practice together in training camp, that is a concern. They didn't get to go through those early battles just to kind of feel each other out. And now they're doing a lot of the learning that maybe they could have done if they were more fortunately healthy back in the summer. So certainly some concerns there. The Steelers do have a lot of things to do on offense. We'll see how they come out in this game. They've emphasized that they start working to start faster, trying to be cleaner, avoid those penalties that set you back. We'll see how they do on the road. This is their first road game since their first one of the season when they won on the road against Buffalo. So we'll see how that.
It's a defending division champion.
Yeah,
that's all they've beaten this year. So
maybe that's what they need.
That's what they need to do.
maybe it's the tough schedule is what gets them to the playoffs this year. They just keep playing the playoff teams.
You beat the good teams and lose to the bad ones.
Yeah, it's fun. I think everyone would say, "Oh, that's typical Steelers and typical Tomlin right there." That would actually be rather comical. All right, we're gonna cut to a break. When we come back, it's Week 4 picks time. We'll be breaking down all of our selections going into this weekend right after here on the Lolley-Carter Steelers podcast. Back here on the Lolley-Carter Steelers podcast, I'm Chris Carter here with my friend and co-host Dale Lolley. Dale, you won last week in your picks. Good job. I was stupid enough to pick the Patriots over the Saints. I don't know why. I believed in Bill Belichick. I thought that the headsets would get scrambled there and the Saints wouldn't be able to do anything about it. The one pick that saved me was the pick that I thought was that I was the least confident in. Was the Falcons over the Giants. I was just like, I don't trust either team, but I felt like the Falcons would pull that out. But you were right about the Rams. That was the week that the Buccaneers were going to fall short, and that was really the big pick of the weekend here. And my goodness, why did I ever think the Bears were going to be good? I don't know.
I tried to tell you.
You tried to tell me. I was just like, hey, Justin Fields, like Allen Robinson, they're pretty good. And I'm like, oh wait, the offensive line's worse than the Steelers. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So there's that. All right, but we got a new week ahead of us. Starting on Sunday, 1:00, Washington football team at the Falcons. I know both are 1-2, but I'm taking Chase Young in that defense.
You're not riding the Falcons again?
Listen. Danny Dimes isn't on the other side now. It's Taylor Heineke. I'm terrified of Taylor Heineke.
He's Danny Sixpence at this point. I don't even know if a sixpence is more than a dime or not. I have no idea.
I was like, I thought that was you being old and saying some stuff from like the 20s. And I was like, what are you talking about? Just say nickel. Just say Danny Nickel. That would have made sense.
Danny Halfpenny. Yeah, I'm taking Washington this game as well. I can't understand why that spread is only like a point and a half.
I'll take it though.
Washington should win that game all day long.
This is one of my what you call them, survivor picks, my locks of the week. Bills hosting the Texans. That should be a slaughter. I even think the 16-point favorites. I think they're favorite 16.5 points. I'll take that. I will still bet on the Bills.
You're going out on a limb there and making that your survivor pick. I mean, it's the biggest spread of the weekend.
Right.
It's a 3-score. You don't see 3 scores often in the NFL. Nope. I'll tell you what, though. I don't know if I would bet that because these Texans are like the kings of the backdoor. They don't give up. They're playing hard. I'll give them that.
They play tough. They have
David Kelly hasn't playing hard. They've got a lot of veterans on there who are signed to 1-year deals who are looking at this as, well, I may not be back here next year, but I want to play. If I want to play in the league again, I got to put good tape out there. So yeah, good for them. Maybe that's the way to go.
We're both going Bills here. Lions at Bears. Ugh. That's just disgusting.
Give me the lie downs, baby. Give me the lie downs.
He's going with the Lions. Do I go? I'm going with the Bears just because I think the Lions are too heartbroken after Justin Tucker ripped their hearts out of their chests.
Dan Campbell, I'll tell you what, is doing a bang up job there. They play hard. You got to give them that. They play hard, and I think their offense is in a better place than that of Chicago. Chicago won. They don't even know who's starting on Sunday at quarterback.
This is true.
It might be Nick Foles for all we know. They're trying to trade Nick Foles away the entire offseason. He might start on Sunday for them. Give me the Lions. They should at least be able to move the football.
That'll be interesting. So there's our first split. You take the Lions. I got the Bears. Now this might be another split. 3-0 Panthers at 2-1 Cowboys. I'm going with Dallas. I got
Dallas.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know
split there.
You're not a Matt Rule guy. I see.
No. If a team's not meant to be 4, if you don't think a team's good enough to be 4-0, they're not going to go 4-0.
There we go. All right, this is a revenge game, but not just any revenge game. It's the Jacoby Brissett revenge game. He's playing with the Dolphins against the 0-3 Colts. I'm going with the Dolphins. Jacoby Brissett has had it with Indianapolis. I am not confident about this because I don't care about either of these teams.
Have you seen Jalen Waddell's stats? He's got 22 catches in his first 3 games.
Yeah.
He runs a 4.3.
Yeah, geez.
He's averaging 7.6 yards a catch.
How?
They're throwing him the ball behind the line of scrimmage. They threw him the ball behind the line of scrimmage last week in the end zone.
Just throw a go route.
Every
time.
They're throwing everything behind the line of scrimmage because they can't block anybody. Their offensive line is really, really bad. Even at that, I think Brissett was sacked 4 times last week. That being said, the Colts are all kinds of banged up. I'll take the Dolphins at home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Colts. I had them being one of the better teams of the AFC South because the AFC South sucks. And
I looked at that
worse.
schedule.
They're even worse.
That schedule was just brutal the first month and a half of the season, and that's proved to be the case.
So we're both going with Miami there. All right, Browns at Vikings, 2-1. Browns at 1-2 Vikings. I'm going with the Browns. They held up last week. Dalvin Cook is said to possibly be back for the Vikings. They beat the Seahawks without him last week. Is his coming back enough for you to pick them, or are you sticking with Cleveland?
I am taking Mike Zimmer.
Whoa!
Against his former offensive coordinator.
Okay.
I think if anybody knows how to defend that defense or that offense, it will be Zimmer. This will be one of the few games this season where the Browns don't have the better running back duo.
Ooh.
I think Cook is that good, and so I think they also have the better skills guys on the outside. Justin Jefferson and Thielen are going to eat in this game. Kirk Cousins is playing better than Baker Mayfield.
Back-to-back 3 touchdown games.
Upset special here.
Okay.
I'll take a running dog at home.
All right.
I can't believe the Vikings are getting points at home in this game.
That's crazy.
They should be. They could be very easily be 3-0 right now.
They really could. I mean, they've had just as bad of luck as Detroit with Tucker Field.
If they're 3-0 right now, are they favored in this game against?
Oh, absolutely, they'd be favored.
Okay, so why would they? So just because those 2 plays didn't go their way, we're going to say, oh, the Browns are the better team? No, I'm taking the Vikings.
I feel you there. I'm sticking with the Browns, but I feel you there. Giants at Saints. I mean, who would pick the Giants in this game?
Yeah, the Saints defense should be. Jameis Winston hasn't thrown for 150 yards in a game yet.
He hasn't. He stinks. He's just.
It's they have no receivers.
Touchdown.
Yeah. They've got no receivers.
Yeah, I thought Marquez Callaway would give him more of an option.
When Michael Thomas comes back in a couple of weeks, that'll change a little bit. But until then, not so much.
But we're still taking the Saints there because the Giants are this bad. Also, the Jets are this bad. I'm taking the Titans. There's just nothing.
They have no receivers.
They have no anybody. They have nobody.
This is going to be Derrick Henry getting the ball about 35 times,
which is why he's my daily fantasy pick of the week because I love him. Even though he's 10,000 points on FanDuel, I'm rocking with him.
He's like 8,800 on DraftKings. You got to really work hard to get him into your lineup. But
trust me, I did. I had some weird receivers I'm picking this week, but I got Derrick Henry, so it's all good. Chiefs at Eagles, 1-2 at 1-2. I have to think the Chiefs pull this one out. The Eagles are in too much disarray. The Chiefs have been here and there from some of their losses. I think that they find a way to win.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs win that
one. Game of the week here. Cardinals 3-0 at Rams 3-0. I'm going with the Rams. The way they played last week was too strong and too formidable. I do like Kyler Murray. This will be a great game. I think this will be an entertaining game. I love the way that the Rams defense is made up, and I think that they'll have enough answers for the Cardinals. But what say you?
Yeah, if this was a non-division game that the Rams were playing, I might look at that and say maybe this is a letdown game a little bit for them, coming off of beating the Super Bowl champions. But they're at home. They're well aware of how to defend Kyler Murray. This is not going to be a surprise for them. I'll take the Rams.
NFC West again here. Seahawks at Niners. Seahawks 1-2, Niners 2-1. I'm going with the Niners and the home team. I thought they played very well last week. Their defense has been showing up. The Seahawks been surprising me, man. I thought they were going to be better than this with Russell. I thought Russ would at least carry him through some of the losses that they've had. So I'm going with the Niners. They played the Packers tough. I think that they'll be at home and they'll be comfortable there.
It's a bad matchup for San Francisco.
Really? Okay.
Their cornerbacks are all banged up. Russell Wilson's 15-4 against them in his career. 15-4. The Seahawks are in the same spot that the Steelers are kind of in here, that the Vikings are kind of in here. I'm going to take the more desperate team. I'm going with the Seahawks.
Okay. All right. Another split for us there. Ravens at Broncos, 2-1. Ravens at 3-0 Broncos. I got the Broncos Von Miller has revitalized his career after the rough 2020 that he had. I think Teddy Bridgewater is not going to be asked to do a whole lot in this game. They find a way to keep Lamar Jackson and that offense in check, and they win a big game at home. What say you?
Yeah, I think that's one of the toughest places to play in the NFL. We'll see if Lamar's been dealing with a back injury all week long. Von Miller's going to test that a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm going to take the Broncos. And again, I don't know if this is still an upset. That line has gone back and forth. I think the Broncos win this at home.
Now, this is a line that at the beginning of the week I thought was ridiculous. The Buccaneers at the Patriots, who are 1-2. It's the Tom Brady comeback game. Him and Gronk are back in there. So is Antonio Brown, I guess. This is a game, Sunday Night Football. It opened with a line of 7. I'm like, they're gonna crush the Patriots. This is gonna be.
Bill Belichick is still getting way too much respect.
Yeah, this is gonna be a blowout.
Bill Belichick will figure out some way he'll figure out a way to stop Brady. Yeah, good luck with that. The Patriots can't score.
No,
they want to run the football and protect the rookie quarterback, Mac Jones.
Good luck.
How are they running the football against Tampa Bay? They're not.
They're not.
So yeah, give me Tampa Bay all day long.
If you heard Tom Brady talk about this game, he's like, I know which way the wind blows. I know what they do here. I was like, geez, Tom is.
He knows how they,
he knows where they record from.
He knows all the trade secrets. Yeah, none of that stuff is going to work in this game.
Yeah, this is going to be ugly. The Buccaneers are going to blow them out. But here's a cool matchup: Monday Night Football, Raiders at Chargers. 3-0 Raiders at 2-1 Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers. I think the Raiders have done a good job winning those first 3 games, but their undefeated streak runs out. Justin Herbert does the thing at home, even though this is probably going to be more of a home game for the Raiders. They're in LA. They're the team of LA, and the Chargers, they're just not welcome there, it seems like. But I still think Justin Herbert does a really good job winning this game at home.
I'll take the Chargers in this one as well. I think it's a bad matchup for the Raiders with Mike Williams is just balling out.
Yes, he is.
Thank you guys for in our league for allowing me to pick him up off the waiver wire. I was going to draft him, and then I went in a different direction, and I was able to pick him up right before week 1 started. He is tremendous.
Wow, that's good for you, Dale. But final pick.
My 3-0 lollygaggers, baby.
That's fine. That's fine.
What's Carter's Cowboys team?
We're 1-2. We're 1-2. Listen, we started 0-5 last year, and we still made the playoffs and whooped on you. So calm it down. But
that's
right.
ancient history.
It's okay. Ancient history. Listen, man, you can't call nothing ancient.
That's in the rear view mirror. That's in the rear view mirror. It's all about this season. What's happening this season? Just like I'm kicking your butt in the picks, I'll continue to kick your butt.
You're up a week. That's fine. We split the first 2 weeks, and now you're up a week.
I didn't just win last week. I won last week convincingly. Convincingly.
Anyways, win this convincingly. The Steelers are 1-2, are playing the Packers at 2-1 in Green Bay. We and I were talking about the offensive struggles. I'm sorry, Steelers fans. I can't see them winning this one going into Lambeau with the offense at the stadium. They might find some answers offensively. I feel like there will be some things that they pull out of this and say, aha, we're figuring out some things. But this is not going to be the week that they overcome Aaron Rodgers in his crib with the way that they're playing right now. Packers on a roll. I'm sticking with them.
In 2005, the Steelers lost Ben Roethlisberger in Baltimore the week before they went to Green Bay. So they had to start Charlie Batch against Brett Favre and the Packers.
I remember Polamalu had like a scoop and score in that game for like 80
yards. Rolled into that game. Charlie Batch threw for like 65 yards, and they beat the Packers. They beat the Packers 20-10 with Brett Favre on the other sideline. Aaron Rodgers was at that game. Was still a rookie. Wasn't in the starting lineup. That's not happening this time.
I was like, you're not actually doing this, are you?
I get the Packers winning this one 24-20.
I got it 23-16. I think the Steelers defense does a better job keeping them in check because they got Watt and Highsmith back. But the offense, I just think there's too many questions there. I think they might find some things out this game that
Packers are a little banged up.
Right.
But, yeah.
Right. But they won't find out enough in time for the win. So, all right, there are your picks. We appreciate you all hanging with us, Dale and myself. Dale, have a safe flight to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Make sure you eat some cheese curds for me while you up there. I know that you enjoy those things. We hope that you've enjoyed the Lolley-Carter Steelers podcast here on DKPittsburghSports.com. I'm Chris Carter. He's Dale Lolley. Rate us 5 stars on Apple. Remember to subscribe to us. We're on Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. And to help out all of our shows by supporting us and sharing us anytime you like our episodes. Be back in your ears next week, breaking things down for week 5.